So recently, I had to write a skit for one of my other self-help classes, Inside Out Writers. And I was kind of intimidated to write a skit because I never did a skit before. I'm more of a portrait than like a scene writer. So I was kind of discouraged. So I threw it to the side, and I started doing other things like my other programs. I started focusing. But then the tools of choice came in action for me. The positive thoughts, positive words, and positive actions. So I sat down, in the midst of 2 days, and I just put together a skit over like a recent thing I had experienced in my dorm. It's just like something simple, like a guy coming to the cell and wanted me to do something when I was doing something I wanted to do, and he was being selfish. So I wrote a little skit about that, and it turned out okay. I went to class, we acted out, and I really was impressed by how it came out because, like I said, I never did a skit before. But just leaning towards the tools of choice. It helped me to keep everything on a positive aspect, looking for a positive outcome. So I put that to use, and those tools really helped me to get there. And I'm about to write my son the tools as well. He's 9 years old, so he's still learning a lot of things, how to read and everything right now. So I'm gonna have to have his mom break it down to him so he can understand these tools, because he really needed at the age that he is, and me being gone for 7 years of his life thus far. So I want him to be on that positive road, and I know these tools will help him to not have the same thought process that I have, because she tells me a lot of things about him that I have. I said, that's crazy. It's in DNA, because a lot of things that I say and I think and do, he does already. And like I say, I haven't saw him since 2 years old. So I want to put more positive in his life, to help him to make those better choices in life, and know that he can do anything that he want to do. So I'm just helping him to set his path with his career and everything now, letting him not to focus on just being a basketball player or being a policeman. I mean, you're bigger than all those things. So give yourself multiple options, and I think these positive tools will help him to stay focused on his journey in life.
Yeah, my name is Patrick, and two really big positive things have happened for me this week. And the first one is I started my final semester in college, and so I'll graduate this spring with 4 AA degrees in 2 years, and that just blows my mind. Like I'm just amazed that I've been able to accomplish that. And the cool thing is I started GOGI about the same time I started college, about 2 years ago. And today I received my community coach certificate. And so, like Coach Taylor said, that's equal to an AA degree. So really I'm gonna end up with 5 AA degrees in 2 years, and that's just amazing. Like I'm just astonished at what I've been able to accomplish since I started setting my mind to doing stuff for myself. And these GOGI tools have just become an underlying part of how I conduct myself. And the most amazing thing is, I was thinking about positive thoughts, positive words, and positive actions. People are constantly telling me all day long here how positive I am. I hear it at least once every day, sometimes many times a day. Griff, you're so positive. How do you stay so positive? Man, that's GOGI. And the GOGI has propelled me into this understanding that I have this power to do whatever I want with my life. Like I'm in control of it, boss of my brain. For my entire life before these past few years, my brain controlled me. Whatever thoughts came, I just acted on those thoughts and I just went with it. Now that doesn't happen. Now I'm in control, and I'm directing my path, and I'm choosing options that are good for me. We talked a little bit about the story of our life and how that story had to happen to get us where we are now. And when you start to understand that, it changes the game, because now I don't feel all this shame and guilt that I was carrying for so long that kept dragging me back. It kept dragging me back into those addictions and all those self-pity things that took me back to these same patterns over and over again. Now I know that story of my life is taking me somewhere special, and it's taking me into that ability to give back. My story means something now. And so in that way, my life has purpose and meaning. So all that story that I thought was just a big mess and a waste of time now has real purpose and meaning, because now I can use that to go out and help somebody not follow the same path as me, especially some kids. My dream is to work with kids that are struggling with drugs and alcohol. The same thing that, when I started down the wrong path when I was very young, 12, 13, 14 years old, and I see that whole pattern and how it ended up to where I'm sitting here now. Now if I can help just one kid not do that, then it's all worth it. And that's the amazing thing about GOGI. It's changing my whole attitude. And the coolest thing about it is not only has it changed my attitude, but it's changed my interactions with everybody. And so when it comes to relationships, I did my special project on relationships, because for me, that's what it's all about. It's about the relationships I have with people, whether it be my family or intimate relationships, the relationship I have with my son, or friends or acquaintances or co-workers, whatever it is. I have power to influence those relationships in a positive way. And that's an amazing thing to understand. You know, I missed most of my son's life, and now I have an opportunity to go out there and be a really good dad because of stuff like this, because of education and because of GOGI. And I have an opportunity to go out there and be the son that I should have been for my parents, and someday be a good husband to my wife, and all these things that I've been missing, you know. And it's about what I can contribute. It's not about what I get, it's about what I can contribute. And that's where joy and happiness comes from. And I'm starting to really realize that. And so the more I practice these GOGI tools, the more I'm into that freedom, that ultimate freedom, which is the last tool. And I'm starting to understand I have the freedom to conduct this amazing life, you know, to choose this amazing life and take it anywhere I want to go. And that is so powerful, you know. That's what PowerUp is about, really, for me. Like, I have this amazing power that I just never even knew. It was right there all the time, but I just couldn't tap into it because I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the understanding that it was right there within me. And so it's just been an amazing journey. You know, this program definitely is not a program. It's a way of life. And I see that way of life is going to take me wherever I want to go. Being a part of GOGI, and my goal is to be a part of GOGI when I get out. And that's, you know, that gives me that extra purpose, that extra meaning, you know, doing something special for other people. You know, it's an amazing feeling. So, yeah, I've had a really good week.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This week for me has been pretty good. I usually always get to utilize all the tools of GOGI, but this week I'm in college as well, with correspondence classes. And if anyone's taking correspondence classes, you know that there's trials sometimes with work. So I turn all my work in, but we just recently got the progress report. On my progress report, it stated that I had a D because they didn't receive one of the papers that I sent in. And immediately, my old thoughts would have been to be upset or, you know, angry, like, you know, well, I put all this work in, it was a 5-page paper. It's for business class, Business 120, Personal Finance. So immediately I started using my tools. First I used claim responsibility because I had to be in charge of my actions and my reactions. Immediately I wanted to, like, you know, fly off the handle and act irrational and maybe say things like, you know, like, how is this possible when I send off the work 2 weeks ahead of time, you know what I mean? And then I started using the belly breathing, you know, to breathe and calm myself down. So now as I'm calming myself down, I can think logically. I'm more calm, I'm more logical, I can be rational, and then it starts going to hand squash toss. You know, I put that irritant in my hand, I crumbled it up, I tossed it away, and now I'm thinking, okay, now how can I move forward with this situation? So, you know, I go to Lyons and I tell him what happened, and he offers me some insight, like, you know, well, you still have the paper. Yes, I have a copy of the paper. So we ended up having to write a letter to the education department with a copy of the paper and send that. He said it'll take at least a month and a half to go through, but in the meantime, I'll get my milestone still, but I was just, you know, affected by D. I didn't want to D, you know, on my transcripts. Like I had 4 other classes this semester, and I had all A's and a B except for that D, you know, so I was kind of a little discouraged, but, you know, with those tools, I was able to be the boss of my brain, you know, I was able to relax myself. I was able to utilize a lot of the tools that were afforded to me by using the GOGI way, you know what I mean? And PowerUp for me is empowering, you know what I mean? It's empowering because now I'm able to look within myself and know that there's things that I can use to help me not be irrational, not act out, not revert to my old thinking that I may have used to, that I might have done before, you know what I mean? As well, like, there's a lot of things that go on through the week, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people in the cell might affect you, people in the day room might affect you, might have a bad day, it might just be one of those days. But with GOGI, there's always a way that you can step out of your comfort zone, you know what I mean, and step back into reality. You know what I mean? So for me, GOGI is not just a program, it is a way of life, because I'm able to utilize all the things that I've learned with GOGI in my day-to-day life.
Nice, Chris. All right, when we got to this part of the group, me in particular, I'm thinking like, I can't think of anything positive that happened this week. And the GOGI actually came out and be like, how can you not think of anything positive in the week? Like, it was all bad. And then I realized there was something positive. Maybe not as expensive or big as some of the other guys, but something did positive. So, as we know, GOGI is different than other groups because it's something you learn, and what stays in the group doesn't stay in the group. The GOGI, what you learn in the group, you take out and you share with other people. That's the difference about this group and any other group. Because you know, you could be in some other group and they say, you don't say nothing outside because you know. So that's what I do. I actually facilitate another group and I use GOGI all the time. Sometimes I don't say I'm using GOGI, but I do. Because it's easier to teach somebody something when you want to reveal something about them in order for them to learn about themselves when you use it through GOGI. So anyway, I was talking to my group just this past Sunday, and it came up about positive decision making, like, you know, you make your own choices. You know what I mean? You can't use anybody else's reason for why you did what you did, because you got full control over what you do. And I started to say, you got your old habit part, and before I could finish, the rest of the class said you got your emotional part and you got your smart part, boss of your brain, right? And it was crazy that I talk about it so much in the class, and actually none of those guys is in GOGI, that they actually know exactly what I was talking about. And to me, that was something positive for my week, that I'm getting through to them through GOGI without even really trying. It's just automatic.